You smell what the rock is cooking.
We live? I think we're live.
What's up, YouTube and Facebook?
How we doing?
Twitter, Instagram.
Internet in general, I think.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome to our cyber presence. We are the Rock Block.
Rock Block!
I'm Zach.
I'm Sloan.
And
I'm Aaron.
he's Aaron.
He's dead.
And yeah, we're here to bring you some rock information. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
So, should we start off with what the plan was and what the plan now is?
Yeah.
So,
Our viewers or listeners have come to expect a pretty low bar from us.
we've lowered it.
Yeah, we lowered it. It got lower.
Lowering it every day.
So, the plan today was the journey to madness. We thought there were 3 movies of Journey to the Center of the Earth. The first one starring Brendan Fraser, 2 and 3 starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Turns out that there's only one with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He decided not to do the third
they're
one.
not
I
doing
am
number 3.
shocked because when we were talking about this idea to multiple people, no one stopped us.
No one.
I think
But
the
why would
general
they know?
public just thinks that there's 3 of
Assumed.
them.
Because
Yeah.
why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Of course, why
Now,
not?
I think so. When I was looking at like the name of the movie, I think I know why it was canceled.
What's up?
It was something about going to the moon. You can't journey to the center of the
moon
earth by going to the moon.
You
doesn't
gotta,
make sense.
you gotta leave the center of the earth to go to the moon.
Yeah,
That
it doesn't make sense. That's probably why they
maybe
canceled
they were
it.
going to bring the moon to the center of the Earth.
It
Therefore,
seems too high
destroying all of
budget.
humanity.
Yes.
When they realize that it's gonna mess with the tides, they're just
So, the plan today was to watch 3 films.
Kind of lose our
Turns
minds a
out-
little bit through each one.
back to back to back, journeying further into our own internal madness.
Turns out there's only 2 movies, so it's not even a challenge.
Yeah, it's just gonna be mildly annoying.
Well, here's the thing. I would I would love to get your guys' comments. There is an original Journey to the Center of the Earth from 1959 that I suggest we also watch. There's also a TV movie
Way too much.
in 1993 that we could watch on YouTube.
We're not the TV movie block.
Yeah,
we are the
No.
rock.
The
block.
Rock Block.
Here's my thoughts.
We're just trying to get some background
I just want
info
them to
with
know
Brendan
why
Fraser.
I wanted to do this. Because there's not 3 movies anymore. Turns out there's only 2. I wanted it to still be Journey to Madness. And by watching 3 movies, we could watch the 1993 film. That was on
How
television.
easily accessible is that, though?
It's on YouTube.
I would rather pull off
Balls.
my own skin.
That's my thought, though.
I'm not gonna be able
Pull
to fight
off your
that
own
idea
skin.
for
And
very
then
long.
we would get to save ourselves at the end
Dwayne
with
is our
Dwayne
savior.
as our savior. and
Dwayne's the
so
savior.
I
We're
was
still doing
thinking
3
it
movies.
could be 3 movies.
I
And
feel
we'll go
myself being
and
brought
sing.
around.
And then Dwayne will take us back. He will give us life again because he is the Rock.
Makes sense.
We will smell what he
That
is
makes
cooking
sense.
and he will wake us up. He will give us nourishment.
The biggest rock besides
We
the
can
rock
suckle
is
from
the
him.
earth.
We'll suckle from his rocky teats.
Yeah. Now, I have a little, so, Brendan Fraser in the first one, The Rock in the second one.
Yeah.
They also had, a thing with the mummy. Were they
Uh-huh.
just kind of kicking around
I
that
was
same
wondering
time
that
period?
too. I
Or are
wonder
good
if they had the
friends?
same
Is this
agent.
part of the same
Could be.
I'm
universe?
thinking they had the same agent at one point, and then Rock upgraded
you
to
think-
Kevin Hart's
Do you
agent.
think Brandon Fraser desperately wants to be the Rock?
No, I think
I don't even wanna be the Rock.
I wonder if I feel like
A lot
it was
of
a conscious
responsibility.
decision
Way too much
that he left.
responsibility.
Like the guy, you know that dude that was he
Being
was
daddy
pretty
to the
famous.
entire world.
He was what was he
That's a
in?
lot.
He was in Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, John Travolta.
No, I can't remember his name right now, and I don't feel like looking it up. There's a dude that consciously left the
Myers.
industry. His wife died, and he was like,
Oh, I
you
know
know
what you're
what?
talking
I'm
about.
done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise my kids.
Know what you're talking about.
And he had fat stacks already, so he was like, you know what? I'm done. And I wonder if Brendan Fraser has a similar thing. Dave Chappelle did the same thing. He
What's the
fucked up
dude's
and went to
name?
Ohio.
What's the dude's name? He's got glasses.
Yeah, I don't know.
He
Can't
shrunk
think of
his
name.
kids.
I said
what we're
honey.
talking about
Yeah, I'll
right
look him
now.
up. Now I gotta look him up.
They Always
It's not
Sunny.
worth
They compared Dennis and an old lady to him.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Doesn't matter to this block.
So, have we come around? Are we watching that old one, 1993?
I think we should. It's right on YouTube, guys.
And
I think we
we
do it.
have kickstarted our madness by conveniently getting tired and
Rick
hungover.
Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Rick-
There it
Moranis.
is. He
That's
left.
what it is.
Sorry. He's a
Not
funny
the
man.
Rick block.
Not the Rick block.
I'm just sorry. I think we should. I
It's
think
starting
we
to
should
make sense.
actually
as
go
much
into
as I
madness
Despise this.
and have
idea.
The Rock save us
Yeah.
because he is the people's champ.
People's champ.
People's champ.
I think we do it. I've come around full circle.
I'm gonna kill
I'll drink to
myself.
that.
That's part of the madness. He feels the madness.
It's
I'm
12:21.
feeling the madness.
Let it consume you.
Nice. So we're gonna start with the original one.
It's not the
Um,
original. It's the the
so
original was
we will be
1959.
skipping the original and
Going
just
to the
doing
TV movie from 1993,
90,
the year I
that-
was born.
How long is this?
The year of the second
How
People's Champ.
long
me.
is this TV movie? We're
Hour
gonna
and a half. They're all a solid. Also, what I appreciate about
Oh,
this is
no.
everything is a solid hour and a half.
That's yeah.
Oh, what a burned day.
Bring it on.
Yeah, it's already burned. You woke up dead, bud.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna journey. We're gonna do the journey. We're gonna
Is
do
this or you jerk off all day?
Do the frim journey. We're gonna get this done.
Frim Fram journey?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just
Okay. I
Jerk
just-
off all day?
I didn't want to curse.
Oh, is this
It's
a
a
no, is
family
this a
show.
family
It's a
podcast?
family
podcast. So please no cursing.
I just want to say cunt because I'm a child.
So the Rock's listening, girl.
So yeah, I don't
I'm a
really
bad boy.
know anything about the direct to TV movie.
Me either.
I never have
There's a
seen
token
any
black
of
guy.
these. I've
That's
never
all
seen
I
any
know.
of these movies. I'm going in blind. I'm going to be taking
I
notes.
have seen the one with Brendan Fraser, but it was back in the day when my little brother was a very small child.
Mm-hmm.
It was like pretty much back in 2008. We watched it together.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna watch it now, and then we'll do a little bit of recap between.
Yeah, we'll get
each
back
one,
to you after the 1993 television film.
and we'll slap it all together in one long episode.
So
our
we're going to say
grateful
pause,
fans
and
will
you're not going to
love.
notice.
It's true.
So see you
Oh,
soon.
think,
Good luck
I
out
think
there.
we're ready. Wow. Nice. So it begins.
Dun, dun, dun. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
We're back.
Ooh, we're back.
So we just watched Journey to the Center of the Earth, the television film from 1993. It did not disappoint.
Didn't
It
disappoint.
might have been the best part of our day.
Well, we don't know that
Well,
yet.
we'll yeah.
Full name of the movie: Journey to the Center of the Earth.
There's this uncle. He's a crazy professor type. He was very Doc Brown.
Yeah.
And his nephew was very Marty McFly, following around, following in his footsteps. And Uncle tries to go to the center of the Earth. It seems
A lot of inner Earth theory was what he was pushing.
The kids wouldn't believe it, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Listen to me, it's about the volcanoes."
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wants to blast straight through a volcano.
Everyone thinks it's preposterous, but he knows a way.
Knows a way. His way is just to go right through it.
go into an active volcano is
Yeah.
how you get to the center of the Earth. And
Yeah.
he seemingly dies in a volcanic eruption as he is going into the center of the Earth.
But a key part before he dies is his nephew gives him his goobery ass ring.
That I think has his initials?
Yeah,
I know, something lame. Yeah.
and he's like, "Well, now you have to come back because I want my ring back."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, 10 years later, fast forward, nephew's grown up. He's about to go on his own mission.
Money bags.
It's like, gotta assemble a team. We got the team.
Oh yeah, there's a Mr. Moneybags, a bad, like obviously bad guy. Took his plans, but he had the money to fund it. He was very Elon Musk.
Yes.
And
vibes.
he wanted to, and he made the ship, and then he had to assemble a team with a lady that was very anti the supernatural. And he's like, she is against my beliefs, because she was like, I'm about hard science, and he's like, I like
And
magic
he's like, I want to
puzzles.
blast through a volcano.
Yeah. So they assemble a team. I noticed from the what's the picture called? Thumbnail.
There it
The
is.
thumbnail that they had a token black guy. I was like, I bet they're gonna have an Asian lady. They did.
They did.
They've got a lot of like archetype characters.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
There's the horn dog. His shirt's
Tony.
open all the time.
He's Italian and he loves boobies.
Yeah, he's always looking at bone.
And we got a hot climber girl.
Yeah.
Hot climber girl.
Hot athlete. I called her Spelunker Boobies.
Nice.
And here's where my fun fact comes into play. I just Googled her. She is known mostly because of her role as Alata Vagina in Austin Powers.
Oh!
She looked familiar.
Nice.
That's interesting. Interesting. Also, I called her that because the guy just said spelunker
Vagina.
weird. He said spelunk.
Spelunker.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
It's good.
so
they
they
called
also.
themselves
Oh wait, they
the
also had an old
Descenders.
man. They had an old man too.
Old British man.
He was the man that taught the uncle, or he was a mentor to the uncle,
Yeah.
and then he became a mentor to the nephew. And
Sloan
he
made
was
a comment that he was Jewish.
his name
His name was
Cecil.
yeah. His name sounded Jewish.
Because I was just saying they have one of
them.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was British. He said, "By Jove!"
Yeah,
in his
he did.
first
That was,
appearance
yeah.
in
By
the film.
Jove. That was insane.
That was good.
Sonic Blaster. Can we talk about the Sonic
Yeah.
Blaster?
Because
all
technology
you need to
all
know.
comes down to sonic blasters.
They had a lot of good, fun sci-fi words.
Yeah.
Such as
Oh my
Sonic
gosh.
Blaster.
Using words just to explain the craziness.
Speaking of sci-fi
Yeah.
and the cast, one important member of the cast, Devin.
Yeah.
Devin.
Is
Devin
the
is very
AI
important.
on the ship. She is a model lady that's, you'd think she'd just be on a screen, but turns out she can be a floating orb that goes around the ship.
And that's where the true cinematography of 90s technology comes into play,
Yeah,
where
it
you
is
have a floating
pinnacle.
orb with a head in it that is trying to talk to characters. And it moves pretty two-dimensionally
It
for a three-dimensional
does.
orb on the screen, I
It
gotta
doesn't
say.
follow the camera movements.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's,
guy clicked and dragged and moved it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
loosely
a lot
following the scene.
pretty cool. So the Sonic Blaster was on the front of the ship.
It's a laser.
Yeah, they're
It's
just trying to
big
blast their
sound
way.
laser.
Their idea is, hey, if we get stuck, we'll just Sonic blast our
Blast
way
out.
through.
And you know, I believe it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Not the craziest thing.
Not the worst part.
So they blast through the volcano, they go through, and
There's
they meet some
beneath
creatures.
the
There's a lot of
earth,
different kinds of
manta
creatures.
rays.
Things take a sci-fi horror twist
Yeah.
quickly.
There are
way
manta
more
rays.
than we would have guessed here.
Yeah.
They are these puppet manta ray slime creatures.
They looked awesome.
They
An
were
that are
pretty cool.
telepathically controlled by
ancient evil type of man.
type of man that has tubes going into his body with green goo.
I was getting kind of like a Darth Vader not being in
Yeah.
a suit vibe.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
Star Wars feeling things.
What's the guy's name in Mad Max?
Yeah, he's very Mad Max.
He has
too.
a goobery name.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
sounds like he's from Gvar.
Lich King.
I was getting Lich King too, just like posted up, getting his minions to do everything because I can't move,
He
but I'm
was
super
awesome.
powerful.
And you can't see his face because of all
You
like
see a
his
moving
one
eyeball.
goobery, but you do see one eye
One
flickering
moving eye.
around.
So
And what else? Then-
Sasquatch wizard.
So then they find a Yeti.
Why not?
Not
and-
just a Yeti. He's in like fallen wizard robes.
Yes.
And he gets a translator.
Ancient Tibetan mystic.
He was ousted
Yeti.
by his tribe because he saved a girl from dying, and apparently Yetis don't do that.
They're not supposed to interfere
It's against
with fate.
Yeti code.
You can't interfere
Yeah.
with fate.
That's
Yeah.
rule number
So
2.
he had
Rule number
issues
2,
with that.
Yeti code.
Rule number 1, no violence.
No violence.
And
But-
I think they abused this Yeti's friendship. by
They
the way.
definitely did. They
Well,
forced him to do so many things he did not want to do.
Yeah, they were really pushy with that guy.
So there were
He was pretty
Yetis,
chill.
there was the ancient evil, the weird rays. There were troglodytes.
Called trogs.
Apparently the missing link between ape and man.
They found their cave drawings, and turns out they just jumped in a volcano, and that's how they got to continue to survive
I
without
don't
dying
understand
off.
how they made it down there without sonic blasters.
Yeah.
You know, it
I
was
think
ancient
they
times.
jumped down an ancient volcano, maybe.
Ancient volcanoes
Ancient
were
volcano.
Just do
more
ancient
ergonomic,
volcano.
maybe.
I
do
don't
not
know
get
why
it.
it has to. So, like in the film, they present the idea that it has to be an active volcano.
I think to go through liquid, it's easier than go through like completely solid.
it's better to go through hot shit like that.
I don't know.
They made the
Yeah.
thing like we're going through solid rock. Nah, liquid rock.
Yeah,
So
much
That's
better.
true. That's true. They
got this.
They figured it out. I just have some. Oh, also, so the Yeti. He spoke his ancient Tibetan Yeti language, and they put a translator on him.
Yeah.
And
The
then
oral transducer.
he just took it off and
Was it
got to
called an oral
continue
transducer?
speaking English. So, because I think they just didn't want to wear the headset. They also
Put
gave
it back
the
on and took it off. And It
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Yeah,
they
that's
gave the
fine.
old British man the honor of giving him a name because they couldn't pronounce his name,
That was funny.
Daedalus.
but they just called him Dallas.
They shot
'cause-
Daedalus down instantly and just like, fuck it, let's call him Dallas.
Yeah, so his name was Dallas.
captain's
Dallas,
on
the
board instantly.
Sasquatch wizard.
There's a lot of
The
narration.
pacifist
Yeah,
Sasquatch.
a lot of
wizard.
narration.
It seemed like when they were getting ready for the, as we discussed, as when they were getting ready for their mission, there's a lot of narration, and it looks like they cut an hour out of the movie and just did a voiceover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because think about it. I feel like there was so much more of the AI that we should have gotten to. Like, it didn't even happen at the end.
was, like,
kinda
getting
just
sick,
went past it.
kinda coughing.
The Sasquatch was warning us
Yeah,
about
it's-
the AI.
yeah,
you remember
and it
that? He
seemed-
was like,
yeah.
"This thing doesn't have a heart. It's evil."
Yeah,
or
it
something
seemed
weird.
like the
And then it was
the evil person was going to take over
Yeah.
This-
and like make her do something.
This movie was supposed to be leading towards a TV series, which got canceled. So
Unfortunately.
it was opening a lot of doors and didn't get to
Or else
close
this would
a
have
lot
been a
of
much longer day.
them. Yeah. It's a damn shame it was canceled because I bet that would have been a blast.
I would just like to take a second right now to introduce a geology fact I thought of while
oh,
watching
you
the show.
Yeah.
wait, you
hit it.
thought of a geology fact? Okay.
So, bonus geology fact of this episode. It's about
Geology fact!
stalagmites and stalactites. It's a little tip to remember the difference between the two.
What's up?
So, stalagmites are on the ground. They might reach the ceiling. They are always going up. Stalactites, they hang tight to the ceiling.
That's stupid.
I was thinking
dude.
maybe mites
I was
because
in the
mites
cave
are on the
tour.
ground,
I was
but
told that by a real cave
Stalagmites. You could say they might reach the ceiling. They might reach the ground.
Yeah.
Aaron has a
Stalagmites ground. Stalactites ceiling.
wait,
That's
why does
way
that help?
stupider.
Why does that help?
That's way stupid.
That is easy.
Wait, what-
Stalag. They come from the ground. Stalagmites. Stalactites. C.
No.
This
that's,
doesn't-
that's way
Oh,
worse.
ceiling.
Thank you. It's
Way
way more.
worse.
It makes it.
Oh,
it's so-
good. Okay,
Hang tight to the ceiling.
ground
Might reach the
and ceiling.
that kind.
Not
they're-
tight and
both,
might.
Both aren't
Yeah.
great guys, but I like that we're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to share a great quote from
Yeah, you got
Zach. So the Trogs at one point kidnapped Tony, and I
Through
wrote
a
it down. Tight.
Tight. Yes.
And
Ceiling.
Zach was like, stalactite heist. And I just
Yeah.
really thought that was good.
Just
so I
fucking
wrote it
reached
down.
through and just pulled them up through like it was nothing.
Also, great quote from me. Yeah, I'm retarded. So that happened.
Yeah, the madness of the day is already setting in.
It's already
Sloan's
setting
getting
in.
weird. Another good Sloan quote from the movie was "Yeti lives matter," kind of out of nowhere.
And then I said I regret that, and I was
a
disrespectful.
little insensitive.
I said it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
I wasn't proud.
It was a weird call.
Ever forward.
Ever forward. That was kind of the motto of
Yes,
the movie,
ever
the
forward.
motto of our day.
And another good
forward.
quote that I think we should keep in mind is, "As one together, we can overcome this."
Yeah.
Ever forward.
Overcome this disaster of a
Liberals. was
Oh,
also
oh
in the
yeah.
movie.
Day. That was so funny.
So, at one point, the Yetis, they don't interfere with fate. They also cannot harm a creature, so they are vegetarian. And
Yeti's like, oh, I'm a vegetarian.
what was his name?
Briggs.
Briggs.
Yeah.
He, I think, loaded his gun and said, "Oh, you're a liberal."
Yeah, like even
This is
worse.
fun.
Even worse than being like some
Then
monster.
yeah.
You're a liberal.
Yeah, that was strange.
That was great. He had a bit of an attitude for like the surrounding 5 minutes after that
He
too.
just
Yeah.
had an attitude the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much.
He loved toting guns around. He shot into the ship a lot, but
One time.
Yeah.
yeah, but with a lot of bullets.
Yeah.
So,
Trigger happy.
ever forward. Next, we're going to watch the Brendan Fraser one.
We got a real quick hit on how they wrap this up really quickly
They
and
don't.
poorly. The ring
don't.
that they made such a big
yeah.
thing about. He's
Yes.
always touching his ring.
Yeah, he's touching his
Remembering
finger,
his uncle.
missing his
Creepy.
uncle, and
It's
he's always
creepy.
touching it. He's touching his bare finger.
It was almost like a lover situation. I
yes,
thought.
yes.
It's strange.
And you find out after this bad guy has been really cool doing some of his
Ancient
minions.
evil.
I called it.
About this.
I called it.
Half-assed opens up, walks out, and like jumps
He
on
literally
their
jumps
ship.
on
We
top
didn't even
of their
talk about the
ship.
puzzle piece and the maze part.
Yeah, that was fucking.
There's a
madness.
lot.
He basically all this build up. He falls in the lava, Gollum style. You see his hand has the ring. Why? We called it from the beginning, but it didn't
I
make
called
sense.
it. You guys denied me.
I didn't want it to because the bad guy was super cool, and then it just turned
No,
out
of
to
course
be
they're
the
gonna
whole-
ruin it. You saw the rest of the movie, right?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
know, it's not gonna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of ended. But I guess it is because there's going to be a television series where they continue to journey through the center of the earth.
Yeah.
Now this was on YouTube, and I would, if you're having
For
a
free.
boring day, and it was
You
fun.
really have
Worth a
nothing
watch.
to do.
It was an hour
We did
and
a
a half.
lot. We did a lot of spoilers, but as is the show. But
Yeah.
you should still give it a watch because you can't know it until you experience it yourself.
I am so curious if any of this is shown up in the other movies, because probably not.
Maybe
No.
the missing key pieces. Maybe that part.
I don't think
might,
any of
I don't
it.
know.
Maybe.
Because I think the other movies are a fun romp with children.
We'll see.
Hiking
These are
in the
all
center
based
of the
on a
earth.
book from 1860 something.
1860s?
Jules Verne.
Thanks for the facts.
Yeah.
Book
So
fact.
I'm
Nice book
guessing
fact.
the Jules Verne book did not have Yetis and manta rays.
We don't know that.
I don't
Back
know.
in
Maybe we
those
should do
times,
Ever
they thought
Forward.
leprechauns and dragons were real, right?
Maybe, probably.
Are they not?
I mean, we have dwarfs and lizards, but those aren't the same.
So, any other final things we want to touch on with this one?
I have a great quote from the movie from
What do you got?
Asian lady because she was just smart Asian lady that liked weird food.
Classic.
So there's this one scene where there was a guy that was picking up their luggage and like everybody was like touchy about their luggage and she had some stuff dripping out of hers and she
my
said,
gosh.
"It's just turkey expanding."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what actually caused me to start writing notes. That was absurd.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Ugh.
Group mental health check here. How are we feeling after one
Is
movie?
10 absolute.
Any madness?
Mind lost. Is 10 mind lost?
Yes.
Maybe a 3 or 4.
0 is like I feel good enough to take a test.
I didn't feel that when I woke up though.
5.
Because we started the day pretty hungover. I was pretty miserable, and my face
yeah.
is tingling slightly. I don't really know why.
You're acting better. You look like you're feeling better.
Yeah, I've had some water. I've had some coffee.
Good.
I've had some Cheeto sticks.
Those things are weird.
And I guess ever forward on to
Ever
Brendan
Forward.
Ever forward,
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. What year is this one made in? The next one?
I'm gonna just guess I think
It's
it's
gotta be early
2008. I think it's
2008.
2008.
2008.
I'm pretty
Alright.
sure. Pretty
The golden
sure.
age.
Golden Age.
Golden age of film.
Maybe
quite
one
the
of the
90s.
last Brendan Fraser movies that kind of popped up.
I want to
don't
just look
know.
into him
Well-
and why he stopped making movies. I
Yeah,
wonder if it was a
we'll figure
conscious
out.
choice, like the guy whose name I forgot again. Billy Blanks. No, he did Tybo.
We already forgot his name.
God damn
We'll
it.
edit that in post. His name was
Hold on.
Oh, man.
Just do a quick pause.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
I'm so close.
Sedaris
Moranis?
Moranis.
Rick Moranis!
Rick
Rick
Moranis.
Moranis!
We did it.
You're on the Rick block. All right. I think we're gonna wrap this up and start the second
Let's
film.
keep this journey descending down.
Ever forward.
Ever forward.
Oh, I haven't made any fart sounds.
Well,
Hit us with a fart.
giddy up.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's get it. We're back.
We're back again, everybody.
Continuing our spiral into madness.
We just watched the Brendan Fraser.
Flazier.
Brendan
I was
Fraser.
gonna say
Brendan Fraser.
I was gonna say Brendan Fraser flick, and that was a
Brendan
mistake.
Fraser flick.
Guys, it's hard to say.
Yeah. No, we'll edit it back in.
No,
Yeah.
keep it there.
know.
It was meant to be seen in 3D, which we did
That is
not, but I
aggressively
did keep a tally of every moment that it was meant
there were
to
so
be
many.
very 3D.
So many.
Let me count. We got 32,
32 3D
32.
moments.
including 4 stars, and the stars indicate a whole scene that was very 3D.
Yeah.
Because towards the end, we started to be a little softer with our requirements, or harder with our requirements.
Well, it's just
because
like
the whole
when-
goddamn
when
movie
it's
was a
continuous.
3D
when
fun
it's
ride.
continuous, when it's a whole scene, is very 3D. But if you mind if I start, I'm wondering.
It's all you, Hoss.
First question:
We got-
Is Journey to the Center of the Earth an actual book?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Jesus.
We talked
Also-
about
Oh,
this
we talked about
today.
Rewind the podcast 5 minutes. 10 minutes.
I'm drunk. So
She started
Another-
drinking at 11 a.m.
11:30.
11:30, my bad.
It was almost noon. And a thing that I've just like noticed, and I think might continue, like I noted a couple things that were similar to the 1993 film, which I'm thinking is in the book, such as nephew is a very, it's a
Common
hard
theme.
thing that they go with is nephew. Okay, I thought I had more than that, but mostly
Professor.
nephew
So
and
with the
professor.
professor.
Professor and nephew
Being
is
doubted by
common
the
dynamic,
scientific community.
which makes me wonder
Dads.
when we watch The Rock, are we supposed to believe that he is a professor with a nephew? We'll find out.
Professor
I don't
of
know.
Muscle.
In my head this whole time, I was really hoping that he plays the exact same character as Brendan Fraser, and the audience just has to pretend.
I hope.
I feel like the
hope.
same kid.
I
is
don't
in it.
think
But
so,
also,
but-
we shouldn't. But
Yeah, we don't know yet.
We don't. We need to talk about the
Pure
movie that we just saw,
speculation.
though. Which we had a great time with.
Yeah.
This movie is from 2008, and I think it was a time where they were a little too confident in their computer graphics. Because
Yeah.
this was big boy special effects
Could
done,
you-
and it looked like an Xbox game.
Could somebody
Yeah.
look up what the budget was for this film?
No.
I don't feel like it.
Well, I guess I will. You guys can keep talking
I'm
while I do
literally
that.
using my phone to record.
I understand it.
Dominant. Instant Dinosaur was one of the first things I wrote down.
That's all I said. Starts with.
That's like the
Diana.
only
Oh,
time
yeah.
we saw the dad.
The dad.
Yeah.
Was that little bit, and then it was confusing, so we're like, what's going on?
So, yeah, it starts with, you think that there's action, he's, falling into lava, and then,
Being chased by dinosaur.
Yeah.
Started strong.
and then Brandon Frazier,
Blendon Flazier.
Blando Frazier wakes up, and it's a nightmare from his dead brother. And it turns out his dead brother has a shitty kid.
Kid was fine.
Okay.
No,
I
kid
have the
started
budget.
off shitty. He's
did.
he's in his car playing PSP. A lot of sponsorship in this movie.
Yeah, from PSP.
And one of his first early lines is like, "Look, dude, I don't like this as much as you don't like this. Just make sure we're stocked on Mountain Dew and Family Guy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean, he's a teenager.
Thankfully, that wasn't
He's
a
a teen.
representation
He's a teen,
of the
dude.
movie.
He's a teen. He likes teen stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I have the budge.
What is it?
$60 million.
I don't know a lot about money, but that sounds like a big number.
Seems like a lot. I also don't know what's standard. Seems like a lot.
That doesn't make a lot of money.
Definitely more than that last
Let's
one we watched.
compare it to
Yeah.
Narnia.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Narnia was $145 million.
Could you look up what?
Narnia was a good film.
Could you look up what the first one, the one we just watched?
I don't know if we
1993?
can find
It
it.
might not even
I'll
exist.
try. I'll
Yeah.
try.
Another one of my favorite things when they were talking, they just said just a couple dudes hanging out,
Yeah.
Dudes
doing dude
dudes.
stuff. Yeah.
Dude stuff.
I like-
Speaking of
like that.
dude stuff, one
What's
part
up?
that felt a little iffy was when the love interest, there's a 13-year-old boy and his uncle,
40 something?
like deciding who gets dibs on her.
On a 20 something. So she's too old for one and too young for the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a recurring joke. She gets in on it as well.
Yeah.
And she's very pretty, but they act like she is.
They make it weird. Yeah. They don't treat her
Who's
like
a Roman
person.
goddess of beauty, Aphrodite?
Yeah.
Wait, your problem is that she wasn't hot enough for them to act like that, not that they were creepy?
Both. She needs to be
Can't find the budge for the
literally
other one.
glowing for how they're reacting to her.
I mean, she's a strong
They were,
woman.
yeah. Their reaction was stupid.
It's also
But-
like she's this like strong personality. She guides them. She's like, I think, almost a matriarchal figure.
Yeah.
And I
So
think
she
that
was
gives
great.
her extra sexiness
We didn't
because she
really-
takes care of them.
We didn't talk about why she's in the mix. They go to
Yeah.
Iceland. Her dad was working with dead dad. And so that's why she's
following
invested in
the clues in the original book
I didn't write
to
down
get to the
their cult
center of the
society.
earth.
Yeah, so this movie directly uses
Jules Verne.
Jules Verne. I almost said Verne Troyer. The Verne Troyer original, Journey to the Center of the Earth. They call him Vernians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That think that all his works are real. Kind of felt like a Lovecraft thing.
Yeah.
Then they fall for a really long time, long enough to be like, we're still falling.
Yeah. They
Which
just
was a
straight
line
up
from the
fall
movie.
into the center of the earth.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, turns into a water slide, a very three-dimensional water slide, and they are in the center of the earth.
Boom.
CG world.
They're stuck
Also, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say they're stuck in like a little area that has life, and they say it has thermal energy.
Yeah.
Geothermal energy.
And they say it's like a terrarium under
Yeah.
the in the center of the earth.
But the problem is that it's gradually
Problem.
heating.
Yeah.
So they have to get out before
Thermal
they.
stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
They start this clock at about 90 degrees, where
Yeah.
they're not glistening at all.
Yeah.
And it gets
I
up
sweat
to
when it's 70.
about 115.
Yeah, that's the last time
we
they
see
told
it,
us.
and it still is rising
Yeah.
for another half an hour. And they're fine. They have a light glisten at this point.
Barely sweating. The kid sweats.
Kid
They
sweat.
should have made him look like shit. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do need to look nice. in
Sloan
the
was
movie.
definitely paying a lot
my
of
gosh.
attention.
I-
So we Nips got brought up, and we've realized that both me and Zach had seen a Nip scene earlier, and
with the lady,
With the
Because
lady.
she was wet.
Yeah.
and I didn't
And-
notice her nipples.
and Sloan at the same time was just picking up on the child's nipples.
I didn't
So-
want to say it. I should have kept it to myself. I'm sorry.
So
I saw his nips.
kids got nips.
He's got nipples. Turns out. Uh-oh. Oh, we have someone entering the house.
That's all right. They can be a guest.
Me guess.
What
What else you got?
let's
Runner?
see.
You got a lot of notes there, I see.
So a couple notes that I made are just about the world that they enter into.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is very bioluminescent. Like another note that it's something that is comparable to the first one, which makes me think it's in the book. Bioluminescence is a big deal in both of these movies.
Well, they have to explain there being light somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I assume though that was in the book. What's that?
Wow, so dominant.
No, we. Okay. So there are also, and with that is a group of. We thought they were glowing bats because that makes sense in a
They
cave.
sounded like bats.
They looked like bats, but
Yeah.
turns out they were glowing
Spirit
birds.
birds.
Spirit birds.
Spirit birds. We
Likely his dad.
think- yes, we think that one of them held the spirit of his father, who is super dead.
Well, turn to rocks.
He turned into rocks.
They
goddamn dumb.
they find the dead body of this guy's dad, and what gives it away that they know it's the dad is because it's a pile of rocks.
No.
It makes
No!
no sense. They all accept and they'll cry over the rocks. I think they bury
You've
the
never
rocks.
heard of a Karn
I think
before?
they do a Viking
You're an idiot.
funeral to the rocks.
I didn't know about the rocks.
I think it's foreshadowing for the
You
next
were
movie.
both damn. I think that is absolutely true.
Yes.
The rock will grow out of the remains of the dead dad rock.
Resurrected.
Yes. Another note I made was humongous fungus. They did
Yeah.
go through a mushroom forest of, I think you said
good
fossilized
level.
fungus.
Fossilized giant fungus.
Yeah.
The whole
pretty
thing
A lot
was
of
like
saying
a
the word
stupid video
fossilized,
game.
like I've only seen it in fossils, because Brendan Fraser is a scientist, and so he knew about the birds, but he
Yeah,
only
he
saw
knows
it
their
as fossils.
Latin
He knew their
name.
Latin name.
Only saw it as fossils though.
Crazy. Just
I
happened to
wrote down
remember.
fuck dungeon.
There.
Oh, nice.
Why again?
Oh, because they went into, I think it was the dad's campsite, and it
Yeah.
just looked kind of barren, and I thought
Kind of a
fuck,
bit of a
I thought
fuck
fuck
dungeon.
dungeon.
Yeah.
And then I wrote kiss because Zach wanted Brendan Fraser to kiss the child.
They had shared a weird moment where they were too intimate.
There was a lot of three-way sexual tension going on. The
There
entire
was,
film. The
yeah.
entire film. Whenever they would fall, they would be like really up in each other's guts. Like when they.
Up in guts, huh?
Well, I don't know if that intense.
It wasn't an
It
actual
was hot and
fuck
heavy, and it didn't go very far. They did get a weird, awkward smooch at the end. Oh, there was
And
a
then
there was a
there were
good
two
one at the
smooches.
end.
Then she wasn't even at the very end.
What do you mean?
That was the mom. You
Well, she
give him the
can't
kid back.
move that easily. She has
Yeah,
her
she has to
dad's
go back to
estate to deal
Iceland.
with.
I don't know. I just
So
feel like
in
she should've
there,
been
Brendan
something.
Fraser
I wonder if
does
she'll
end
come
up
back.
getting with that girl, and but yeah, it ends
Somehow.
up back
Should've been
in
with the kid.
America, and
He's
so
like,
the whole
a new research station is in Iceland
hold
with my
on.
new wife.
Hold
like, something
on.
like that.
The reason that Brendan Fraser's hanging out with his nephew in the first place is, dad's dead and it's been a while. The mom's like,
Need some
fresh
man
start,
time.
we're going to go to Canada. So she drops the son off while she goes, I guess, look for a house in Canada.
Yeah, I don't
She's not
remember.
live in her car
It's a
or
classic
something.
move for dead dad
I
family.
think she just hated her kid.
And so that's why
Canada
she
might
drops him
smooth
off.
him out a little
And
bit.
then at the end of the film, he gets back in the car with his mom. Also, though, he had a passport and he's supposed to fly back. I just realized that. Mom picked him back up. She came back down from Canada. He was supposed to fly home. So they fucked that up. Continuity problem.
Didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, they fucked
The rest
that
of the movie was completely scientifically
So
accurate.
good.
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Because when you go down into the earth, the magnetic pole switch. North is south, south is north.
Mm-hmm.
Rocks can fly, float, because they're
Like
magnetic.
hoverboards.
And birds can glow.
And children
bioluminescence.
have incredibly powerful thighs and can
And
hold on
nipples.
to rocks.
Yeah.
I
That's
wrote
pretty much the
down...
gist of the movie.
Yeah.
I also think I just like to know that Aaron and I had very different views of Brendan Fraser and his sexual appeal.
Dude's a soft body. I'm saying
I
it right now.
said
I'm
zaddy.
saying it right now. They
No.
did rip off his sleeves, which is a good move.
He looked good.
He was a little toned,
He's-
but
I did like the
handsome.
ripping of sleeves.
He's
That was
handsome.
great.
I think he had to work
He's
on his
always
torso.
been handsome.
Dude looks like an alien frog.
No, he doesn't. He's handsome. Did you see? We watch Airheads together. When he has long hair, dude,
He
can
looks like
get
a
it.
fucking goober.
No, he doesn't. He's handsome. Anyway,
Strong
wrote down
forward.
slit. I don't remember why.
Slit. They fall down into a giant glowing slit.
No, like the way out looked like a slit.
Oh yeah,
it's like a weird
We've
glowing
been very
slit.
sexually charged from
Uh-huh.
these films today.
Oh,
I guess that's
another
part of the madness.
Yeah.
another
Just the
note that
madness
I
talking.
made is a question that we just have now. We've noticed green reflections on people's faces because green screens. But then I've also noticed when we saw that there was also green lighting in the set. It was also in the first one. So I'm wondering, is it a movie trick to use green lighting to
Just-
pretend that the green reflection isn't there or it's on purpose? And I think that's something I'm going to pay attention
they
to more in
did
movies.
sometimes.
Like I need to pay attention
They were
to
just
Avengers
blasting them
movies.
with goobery. Well,
Did
Avengers
you-
have such a high budget.
That's
They're
true.
gonna do that.
More higher
perfectly.
budget, you
That's
can
true.
really tell.
But this was some shitty green screen.
Yeah.
Hit me with another fart. Thank you.
You know.
That was a good one.
I also wrote down as another Zach quote, Mile Low Club, because they
Mile
kiss.
Low.
Mile Low
Club.
Club. They're about to get it on real deep.
I also don't know how
Real
long a
deep in
mile
the
is.
date.
I never remember.
5,260 feet.
Look at you, nerd.
Yeah, nerd.
That was close. I might be off.
It's
but
5,000 something. I was thinking
You said it
320.
confidently.
I was
You should
thinking
have known that.
5,326.
That's wrong.
Okay.
Oh, well.
We could
Yeah.
ask Google.
Okay, Google. How many feet are in a mile?
1 mile equals 5,280 feet.
I was off by 20 feet.
Nice.
All right.
You've heard it here first, Rock Block listeners.
First
A
time.
mile is, new information here, 5,280 feet. Go ahead and tell all your friends that you learned
All
that
your
from
friends.
the Rock Block.
Fuck dungeon.
Fuck dungeon.
Fuck dungeon.
Yeah. What else? Any other things of note about
I wrote
this
down
one?
uh-oh.
Why'd you write down turtle boners?
Oh, I think we were
let's
talking
talk
about
about turtle
grappling hooks. And then we were talking about, so like the kid, when they were actually falling into, before they fall into the hole, they decide, they see this big gaping hole, and they're like, oh, it's a mine shaft. There used to be a mine here. So, if there's a way in here, there must be a way out, because they had to have
Naturally.
multiple exits for a mine. So, they are spelunking down,
Nice.
Love interest has 200 plus feet of rope just in
because
her
she's
backpack.
Carrying
prepared.
around, yeah.
She's prepared.
Get a few
And
protein bars.
the young man in the film is very scared, and she's like, just talk to me. And I was like, you're gonna give him a boner again, and he's not gonna be able to concentrate on the
Yeah.
spelunking. And then I think Aaron said, hang on with your dick. And so then I brought up turtle penis, which I'm pretty sure opens like a suction cup flower at the end.
That's amazing. I wish mine did that.
Incredible.
It's very
I'm glad
long,
mine
and it has
doesn't do
a at the end. I just spit.
That's fine.
That's okay.
So I noticed
really
you
gross.
referred to him here as young man and then talk about his genitals. Is there something that awoke in you during this film?
Oh, I'm very attracted to young children. I like a
You were
13-year-old
saying- you were-
nubile body.
Yeah, uh-huh. Nubile, absolutely.
Hairless, but just
Soft,
soft,
but rugged.
but hard enough.
13-year-olds.
Strong thighs, big old
It's
nips.
a good thing you weren't down in the center yours with that kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck that
that would have
kid.
been a fuck dungeon.
Jesus Christ.
This is the madness seeking in deeply to the
feeling
point of
it.
pedophilia.
I'm feeling it. Beginning of this one, I started being like yelling internally.
I'm feeling better and better as the day goes on.
The
Maybe
next
I'm just
part
less
is The
hungover.
Rock. It's only
I
going
just
to get
Yeah.
hate having to sit and watch so many movies with the same exact plot.
they handle them in vastly different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
But
there was no
This
machine
one had a
this
dinosaur.
time.
We haven't talked about the dinosaur that much because the
That's true.
dinosaur
That
comes
dinosaur
back, y'all.
Didn't make sense.
Like shit.
Dinosaur did make
Dinosaur
sense.
was a PS2 game and
Yeah.
it had
Yes.
like human eyeballs.
Yeah, it looked bad.
But as we stated at the beginning of the movie, Brendan Fraser has a nightmare about his brother being eaten by a dinosaur, by a T-Rex.
In the center
and
of the
then
earth.
at the end of the movie, they have to fight the T-Rex or run
Coincidence?
away from
Run
the
away from
T-Rex.
it.
Run away from the T-Rex. And then in the end, they escape the center of the earth by riding in a T-Rex skull boat.
Yeah.
And
The steam-
and then it goes into a volcanic tube
Yeah.
with magma at the bottom, and there's magnesium is a big part of this film as well.
Magnesium is very
And
flammable.
They light the magnesium with a flare, which allows water to pour in to produce a large amount of steam, which blasts them into the air, and then they go down a hill to see an Italian man.
There's Mount Vesuvius.
They're
turns
in
out.
Italy now.
They got
Somehow.
from
Iceland.
Reykjavik
Also,
to
they just walked.
Vesuvius.
Well, you know what? Shorter distance.
Shorter distance.
Shorter distance. We're in the center. That adds up.
Yeah, adds
I have
up.
no qualms
I mean,
with
that's real science.
anyways
No
up
qualms.
when you're in the center of the earth. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you pop out.
Yeah.
So,
Faster travel. Musk
they have
has the right idea.
diamonds too.
They did
Diamonds.
a lot of loot.
They got fat money.
They got
is,
fat
that,
money.
is that how he got the money at the end?
Yes.
Was just the kids' diamonds? Because
Yes.
Brandon did not take any diamonds.
Yeah, but he was like, "I'll show
Fat
you some
money.
diamonds."
I'm sure that T-Rex skull's
He had
worth a lot.
so much diamonds. Yeah, T-Rex.
They probably
skull,
went back and
then
recovered that,
he
yeah.
had like a gallon of diamonds.
Yeah, he had a lot
So-
of diamonds.
Gallon of them.
I'm sure he shared them with his uncle to buy a
Yeah, because they
building.
bonded
didn't.
hard.
Yeah,
Um,
he's gonna see him on Christmas break.
Yeah.
do you think any of these
Wonder what
characters will show up again in the next
I was
film?
thinking
I
think
think
it's
so.
I think it's the kid again.
I thought
I
the
don't
kid
know
came
about
back.
the
Kid's gotta come
woman.
back.
And Brandon turns into the Hulk, the Rock.
Oh.
No.
Strike that from the record.
Nope. That's canon.
Wow,
Yeah,
Aaron.
that was
I feel like
blasphemy.
that's a compliment. Thinking
Well-
of The Rock that's such a strong
The thing is,
man.
we
that you
already have a
mixed
Hulk
him up with
wrestler.
the Hulk.
Yeah, you
We're-
know, to mix up a human being with a giant green muscle.
I guess my only. I guess I was thinking of it. You mixed him up with the wrestler.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Hulk
yeah.
Hogan?
Hulk Hogan.
What? No.
Yeah, we'll go with the green.
We'll go with.
Although I
the-
would watch Journey. Can we do Journey 3 and then have Hulk Hogan star in that movie?
That'd be pretty
Hopefully he
fun.
doesn't say the N word again.
Yeah, get it out of your system before
Yeah.
you record that movie.
No token black people or Asian ladies in this movie.
No,
just
yeah.
white folks.
They just trimmed down
good
the cast of
old-fashioned-
3.
Yeah, they trimmed it down. Still had the nephew.
It was, what,
still,
7 down to
still
3?
again, but like a similarity that I also noticed that must be in the book is there is a lady, a daughter that doubts, or just a woman
Mm.
who is scientific and doubts these occult, crazy mystical beliefs that there is a center of the earth with
Yeah.
monsters and creatures.
Yeah.
So they kept
I wanted
that.
more monsters and creatures,
They kept
personally.
professor and nephew and lady that doubts it, but they
Yeah.
didn't have a full crew.
I like the concept of like something completely unexplainable happens, and then she still will doubt. Like, yeah, right. This isn't the time to talk about monsters or whatever.
Yeah.
While she's standing next to a yeti in that other movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
It took her a while in
Pretty
this
crazy.
movie too. Which
Yeah,
makes
she
me
came
I was
around.
really hoping there'd be a Yeti in this one.
yeah,
Same.
me too. I wonder if anyone involved with this movie even watched that one though. Looks like a flash.
Well,
in
I
the
think
pan.
everybody was going off of the book in some way
Yeah.
doing their interpretation. We haven't read the book, so we don't
should
know
Not yet.
look. We
if there's a
That'll be
Yeti
a
or
follow-up.
glowing
Yeah.
birds.
Maybe
Maybe.
we go to the center of the earth. Maybe we try to do a little bit of journeying
Maybe.
ourselves.
Read the book after.
Let's just start digging.
Let's just start digging.
That's how you start it.
Could we just read the Wikipedia
get
page for
somewhere.
the book?
That sounds like a lot of work.
Sounds like
Wait,
cheating.
you'd rather read the book instead of the
I would
Wikipedia
rather
page for the
start
book?
digging down and find answers for myself.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
you
gotta
want
dig down.
to? You want a journey?
Yeah,
Gravity helps you go down, and then the rocks turn magnetic, float out of your way.
yeah.
I assume dinosaurs and
We
birds will
need
help
at
me.
least
Just don't go in the lava.
We need at least
Yeah,
a
just
shovel. We don't
Avoid
have one of those.
They didn't have a shovel.
Yeah, they didn't have a shovel. We just gotta
How are
find
you
a
gonna
hole.
get down there, Aaron?
That's part of
I'm
the
a big
adventure.
idea guy.
That's part of the
We'll-
adventure, Sloan.
Yeah. See
All
what
right, dig with your
Brandon's
hands.
doing.
Dig with your hands.
Mole man.
Well, I guess quick little wrap up. How do you guys feel about this one compared to the last one we watched?
The first one, it was a little bit more fun just because it's more dated. So there were things to laugh at that were just like, this is campy and stupid.
I like the weirdness in the previous one way more.
Yeah, I liked the kind of. I think I like the first one more, but I
Being
don't know.
shocked.
It's not because I think it's a genuinely better movie. It's because there's more fun to laugh at.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one
The
was
effects
kind
were
of
better
a-
because they tried to do like computer graphics in this, and they just.
Oh, both had a
it.
lake too. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, just
There's
remember
like
that.
underground lake.
This one was just
This is more of
a
an ocean.
3D CG thrill ride.
Yeah.
More of a ride than a movie, I thought.
Yeah.
That being said, not as shitty as I thought it was going to be. Like, I'm
was
glad it was an
watchable.
hour and a half
Yeah.
and not more.
Yeah.
But
It's. I mean, it's for kids.
both
It's,
of these haven't sucked too
Yeah.
bad.
No.
And I think hopefully this third one is going to be even better.
Well, it has the rock, so yeah.
It's got the
It's
rock.
gotta. It's gotta.
Yeah.
So how? So we talked about our madness sinking in, and
Yeah.
it seems that it's taken a sexual nature. I think
Kid
we're
bumps. I have
okay.
goosebumps.
You've
She
been
does.
getting goosebumps. I've
She
just kept
has
looking at
a
arm this
neurological
whole,
problem.
As we're talking, I just keep seeing you have them.
I
help
assume we'll be full on horny for this third movie.
We're gonna maybe
horny,
do some weird
drunk,
stuff.
crazy at like 5 p.m. Just
You guys want to like
couple of
Eiffel Tower
pass.
with some pizza or something?
I don't know how to respond to that. I think it's best to wrap
that
it up
from the
here.
record.
You're
keep
listening
it.
to The Rock Block, and we'll come back to you after we've finished our journey.
Yeah. Let's.
Kid nips.
Wait, what are we supposed to say? Ever forward!
Ever
Ever
forward.
forward into madness. What's up, YouTube?
What up?
We
fucking
did it.
Yeah.
We watched 3 Journey
Look at all these
to the
notes,
center
y'all.
movies.
We're out the other side.
Look at these notes.
We came out the other
And
end.
this was the payoff. This was the Rock movie. This is the reason
Yeah, we did
it's
all
even
this.
involved with the podcast.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Let's unpack this. So, anyone
I
give us
got
a breakdown?
drunk.
I almost just want to read out all of my notes, but I feel like that would take too long.
I gotta.
You can pick a decent amount of them. I feel like
I haven't really gone through
something you
them.
want to touch on.
Let's-
Your handwriting got worse.
You know,
let's-
it's just, I'm Michael Caine.
So let's start with like an overview of this film. This
Yeah.
is a direct sequel to the last one we just watched. And
The Rock is a stepdad
The
again.
Rock is a stepdad. The kid.
The Rock stepdaddy.
The kid in the last
Again.
movie has grown, and
I wrote edgy kid.
He's 4 years strong.
he's 17 now. So Sloan is almost allowed to have him.
I don't want to fuck him. He sucks now.
Less nipples.
He's terrible. Less nipples for most parties.
Yeah, for most.
This is taking the Jules Verne Troyer mythos farther and connecting it with a couple other books. They do a journey to. They do a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea bit. It's all about a mysterious island. Nobody is going inside the
So,
earth.
hold on. Let's back up.
First off, they don't mention Brendan Fraser ever once.
No.
They
No.
don't mention it once. Not
No.
a quick like, oh, your uncle is busy.
Yeah, they didn't even say your uncle's dad.
You
or
would think
anything.
after that life-changing adventure that he'd at least
Right.
make sense.
Yeah.
It's just that the kid likes science now because of his uncle.
Yeah. Oh, he's a huge nerd. He's a Wikipedia page, and
Yeah.
it's unnecessary. It's
The same way
awkward.
Brendan
Does he have a
Fraser
Wikipedia
was.
page?
No. I mean, he is a
Is a
Wikipedia
Wikipedia
page.
page.
He's
yeah.
like the
Like,
same way
if
Brendan
there's a
Fraser
bird, he
was.
tells you the Latin.
Brendan Fraser did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's
Brendan
he's-
Fraser isn't 17.
Here's the thing.
This
He
kid
is
a
Brendan
fuck.
Fraser now.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't go to school because he reads Wikipedia about
Yeah,
birds.
schools for stupid people.
So,
Idiots.
wrote a lot of stuff down.
Yeah.
One of them was, so the movie starts out with, again, so it's very much based on a book, but this time they're combining 3 books. Gulliver's Travels, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and what's it called?
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
They there's a partial map on all 3 of the books. When projected together transparently, they form this mysterious
Because
island.
The
map.
Rock was in the Navy and his skill was puzzles.
He's a cryptographer, right?
He was like, I was good at figuring out puzzles.
That was
Also-
kind of cool. I liked that.
For
So-
some reason, The Rock's name was Hank.
Hank.
Didn't love it.
Didn't love it either.
That's why they called him Henry, because they didn't like it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid got a signal from his ham radio because kids still use those if they're
If
nerds.
you're an adventurer nerd.
If you're an adventurer, and he
Fact.
thought he had a signal from his grandpa, and The Rock, being from the Navy and being a puzzle code breaker, helped him figure it out and put the maps together. Figured out it was 3 books combined, not just.
It was Jules Verne Troyer text, and every 1-syllable word was a dot, every 2-syllable word was a dash, and that turned into Morse code. And The
Surprised
Rock
I
could
remember that much.
The
Yeah,
Rock
that's
could
a lot.
just
How
do
do you
that in
remember that?
real time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did that so quickly.
He was like, "Yeah, this means danger
Yeah.
map," and then they had some like weird hints, like a son of David means Davidson or some shit like that.
Stevenson.
It was kind of cool. It was a little national treasury,
What
and
I
that
wrote
got my
down,
blood
it's
pumping.
like what Zach said. He was instantly invested. The Rock was just like
Oh.
down for this trip automatically.
He got
'cause
wrist
needs
deep
to
in this
connect.
adventure
Because as I
immediately.
wrote
Being
down,
stepdad.
he needs. I wrote down in all caps. You need a dad because he was saying to the kid's mom.
It's a troubled youth. It's a troubled
Absolutely. I'll
youth,
get to
and
that.
he is really trying to woo the mom,
Yeah.
and that means wooing the teenager.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he was saying to the mom, she's like, "No, this is crazy. You can't go on this trip to this forbidden island." And he was like, "The boy needs a father figure, and I'm a man."
And,
I'm
So-
at least
but
2
he
father
doesn't.
figures.
At least.
He doesn't think it's real. He's like, I'm gonna go to the middle of the
Yeah, we're
ocean.
just gonna
We'll
go to
show him it's
Hawaii."
not real, and
Yeah.
I will cushion the blow. It'll be fine. I'll be back home for dinner. And the truth couldn't be farther from that. They aren't back for dinner.
No.
Yeah, they don't make it back for dinner. That's
So, in order to get to this island, they fly out to Hawaii, I believe, and
Did you say Hawaii?
yeah.
Okay.
Hawaii.
Continue.
And that brings me to my least favorite part of all 3 of these movies
Luis
today.
Guzman?
Maybe my least favorite part of my week was Luis Guzman being a shitty comic relief character.
bumbling idiot.
He didn't write his
the
lines,
bumbling
guys.
idiot. Every single second that he is on the screen, besides a small, semi-sweet 1-minute moment, he is a cringe fest, and he made this movie
So-
the worst of the 3 by
So
far for me.
they
Yeah.
meet him because he is a helicopter pilot, and they're like, nobody wants to take him out to where they want to go because it's like a Bermuda Triangle situation. You're gonna die if you go out
Classic.
there. And Luis Guzman hears, $1,000. He's like, I'm down. I can't pay my bills. Let's go.
He's doing it for his daughter. His daughter is Vanessa Hutchinson.
Hudgens.
Vanessa
I think it's just
Carlton.
Vanessa
Vanessa
Hudgens.
Carlton.
No, it's Vanessa Hudgens, guys.
Vanessa Carlton is his hot midriffy daughter,
It's
and he wants
Vanessa
to send
Carlton
her
playing Vanessa
to.
Hudgens playing this girl.
Okay.
It's complicated. Just
She doesn't look
she
that
wants
old.
to go to midriff college, and he does not have enough money for her.
Yeah.
So he is going
For
to
the
take
midriff
them
college.
on a dangerous helicopter run into Bermuda Triangle. And that's what they do. They crash land. It's pretty chill as far as helicopter crashes go. They're all pretty fine.
Yeah.
They go into multiple tornadoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the fucking nerd kid is like looking at his book, and he's like, "Oh, chapter 3, keep going into a tornado," and
Yeah.
then they do it.
I would like to make a comment about like something I wrote down.
Yeah.
This is what I wrote. This is like religious fundamentalism by the book. They
What do you
just
mean?
go exactly by literal the book, and this is actually
Or follow the
literal.
book.
This is not metaphor.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a metaphor. This is fucking real.
crazy.
There was an arc, and I'll show it to you, sort of thing. I wrote more midriff.
It's a lot of midriff.
Yeah.
She's got a phenomenal body.
Why did I write breaking floor like one? Oh!
I do
Yeah.
not know.
No, they're just things
Yeah.
that carried on from the. I remember now. Never mind, doesn't matter.
I remember.
So they get to the island and they find his grandpa, who is Michael Keaton.
I'm Michael Caine.
Michael Keaton.
No,
here.
it's Caine. It's Michael
It's Michael
Caine.
Keaton.
Michael Caine.
Fresh off of.
Oi, I'm Michael Caine.
Fresh
I'm
off
Michael
of Birdman.
Nope.
He's
Michael
fresh-
Caine.
fresh off of Birdman.
You see, Batman.
Austin Powers.
Fresh off.
Sometimes. I got none.
That
Sometimes
is better.
when you're British, you end up on an island because I like the
Something
water.
about a
Britain's love
Batcave.
adventure.
Love. He
I
was
like
fine.
books.
He had some beef with The Rock.
Heavy
It was
beef.
a
For no reason.
macho versus macho situation.
I think
We
it
had
was-
the old versus
Here's
the
my
large.
thought. I
Yeah.
thought it was also that like The Rock, who is this
Stepdad.
big stallion of a man, is replacing his son, and
Yeah,
he doesn't
same.
like that.
Yeah. That's what I got
Yeah,
from it.
yeah. He feels threatened.
He kept
because
calling
there
him-
is a literal stallion,
He kept calling him Henry instead of Hank.
which
Yeah.
was fun. I like Henry better than
I
Hank.
think I like Henry more.
Yeah, I prefer Hank.
He
Hank
had a
makes more
pretty,
sense
he
for a
had a
bigger
pretty
man.
sweet little island house, and from there on they do their adventures.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of CG involved, and it has grown
too much CG.
significantly in the last 4 years. It's no longer super shitty looking, but they are using it
It's just
irresponsibly.
overused, yeah.
It is the
Irresponsible,
entire movie is a
that's fair.
goddamn green screen.
Yeah.
They ride fucking bees.
Giant bees.
And the
loves
kid,
that?
the kid, yeah, I did. The kid has a Wikipedia page reasoning for why. Oh yeah, classic islands. Everything that's big is small. Everything that's small
No, that
is
was
big.
it was Gulliver's Travels.
He had a term
He
for
said
it.
that too.
Yeah, but it was
He-
from Gulliver's
some
Travels.
endometriosis.
Yeah,
or
but it was
something.
from Gulliver's Travels, which is one of the books that this like combines the ideas
Yeah,
from.
fucking stupid.
So things that are big are small, things that
Fucking-
are small are big.
And meanwhile, they go on the bees, and then Louise Gustave is like,
Gotta stop this.
"Oh, I don't like bees. This sucks," and it's just really, really
I
off-putting.
think he liked the bees.
He liked the bees.
He did like the bees.
He
liked
hated
the
everything
bees.
else.
My eyes just turned red. I was filled with hate.
Yeah.
He liked
none
it.
of us-
Because he rode with the Rock, so he felt safe.
Yeah, he
That's
got to
true.
kiss the rock on his head,
Yeah.
and then
he got
later on,
pooped on by a
received-
bird.
Oh my God, he had bird poop on him. That
He
was
spooked up by
that was pretty representative of his whole character of the movie. Was that a giant bird took a shit on him,
Yeah.
and that was his
And
comedy.
he's like, oh no, I got poop on me.
no, I'm never going to midriff college.
Can we talk about the Rock's nipples? Do you guys want to talk about the Rock's nipples?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's talk about
Yeah.
his nipples because
really
they
low.
are
We gotta talk
confusing.
about 'em.
They're
The
really
nipples are the
low.
lowest that I've ever seen.
Well, it's that he was with a shirt that was thin, and so we got to see them the
Very
whole
thin.
time. And turns out the Rock's nipples with a shirt on look a little low.
You see, his pecs are up
'Cause his
here.
pec meat-
His nipples come down like another
Peck
4
meets
inches.
high, nipple meets low.
I will say, I made a note of it. He never once took his shirt off. In
That
this
was
movie.
bullshit.
Fucking
Never once
stupid.
took his shirt off in this movie.
You know what you're working with.
I even
Put it
wrote
out
for
there.
the spoiler though underwater scene. He kept his shirt on.
Yeah.
That's the one appropriate time.
Imagine
to do
if
that.
he's wearing that helmet with the spear with the shirt off. Oh my god!
He would be Neptune.
That's
Another
Yeah.
qualm with the movie I have is Wikipedia Kid is now trying to get with Vanessa Carlton.
Yeah.
and
That's not
right
her
from
name.
the beginning. Right from the beginning.
Yeah,
They're
she's
in the
hot.
helicopter, and he's like, "You like maybe we maybe
Can
we
I,
hang
can
out."
I get your number?
Yeah. He grabs
Hold
her
on.
wrist and puts it on his genital.
So,
was really weird.
He doesn't do
I
that.
hated it.
But so the Rock sees
Nice.
the Rock sees that this kid is trying to hit on Vanessa Hudgens, and he gives him
Vanessa
the
who?
rules.
Carlton.
Sure, the rules of how to seduce a woman, or
Mm-hmm.
like the rules of women.
Yeah, the Rock. These are the Rock's rules to courting any.
So
female.
number one, don't follow your instincts. So
Yeah.
if you think you should ask her out right now, or you think you should be just like if you're gonna do something stupid, don't do it.
Don't
Don't
do
follow
it.
your instincts. You're stupid. You're thinking with your pecker.
On the flip side, what if you're gonna play it easy, but you need to?
Don't
if that's your
follow. Just
instinct,
don't
and then you
follow.
just.
You go in
Nobody
for the penetration. You go in
with,
for the
with
kill.
Vanessa Carlton, I guess we're calling her. You know, you're not gonna play it cool.
So
You're
it is.
gonna
Gotta call the
overwhelm
actress
yourself.
by name.
So number two, be open and sensitive.
Yeah.
Show her
Women's
you're-
like sensitive.
show them you're vulnerable.
Yeah, they want a guy that cries.
Yeah. And number three, the peck pop of love, as he said.
Pop of love,
Peck
and I'm
pop of
sure you
love.
guys might have seen it from the commercials. His pecs play a decent role in this film.
Yeah.
They put more into
Pretty
this
long
movie
scene.
than
I think they were in the
than
credits as
Louise
a
Vuitton
different
does.
listed person. Each peck had its own thing in the credits.
Wes Peck played by Rock.
So yeah, just like The Rock, it's all about doing a peck dance.
he bounces fruits off of his pecs.
Shoots him back.
Throw berries at The Rock's pecs as he's doing a peck dance, and they shoot towards you, the viewer.
Yeah.
And you cannot
Powerful.
you cannot not be overcome with lust.
Yeah.
It's lust. It
I think we
is
had to take a
lust.
break to go to
As I
relieve
wrote
ourselves.
right after the
Yeah.
peck dance, he's a hard dick
I
of a
drank.
man.
I drained myself
Hold
right
on,
after that scene.
Hold on. I want the viewers to know, the listeners. Right after that, I wrote, he's a hard dick of a man.
He is.
A hard dick of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that, we paused and compared the size of his arm to perhaps what the size of his penis is.
His arm is so big. It shocks me every time I see it. I've seen it often.
It's a cow. It's a horse leg.
Yeah.
On his shoulder.
Yeah.
Filled with veins.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's amazing.
As I wrote earlier in my
Incredible.
notes, dick me.
Nice.
Dick me.
Dick
That's
me.
smart. You got my permission. If he sees this podcast and he's trying to slide in, you're,
Hammering.
yeah.
Speaking of hammering, nice. There's just one scene I would like to bring up, which I
Yeah.
think we agreed is the best scene in the movie.
Oh, by far.
Wait, what?
Campfire, hanging out, old
Oh,
man.
yes.
Michael Caine.
Really tender
Michael
moment
Caine.
when Michael Caine.
Michael Caine
Oh,
gives.
is like he's making friends with The Rock.
Yeah, he gives him
They got
a little ukulele, and he's
yeah.
like, "Play a song, Mr. Rock."
Play a song, big man.
And at first he tells him no, but then turns out The Rock plays a song and fucking kills it.
Does
Incredible.
a beautiful job.
Yeah,
Best part of the
Wonderful
movie.
job.
A fairly technical composition. He does a little noodling.
Yeah,
on
and
it.
then he does a little like getting the beat.
He's
and
riffing.
stuff.
He's riffing with
doing
current
stuff.
events. He's making up lyrics to the
Yeah.
song about what they're doing.
Yeah.
We've got a good voice. It's really pleasant.
And what was it? What's the name of that song he sang?
I
The-
believe it was Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
It's the
Rainbow.
trees of
That's right.
green, red
Wait,
roses too.
is that? No, it's not.
That's a different song.
Nothing to myself.
Yeah, that
What a
one.
wonderful world. Yeah, it was that, but
The
it's
weird
The
part
Rock.
was
and
The Rock
it's
was
beautiful.
singing in that voice.
Yeah, it was freaky.
No, he guys, he
I
didn't.
wish he did.
He didn't.
It was really the
He
angelic.
did a great job.
It was
It was.
utterly phenomenal.
It was great.
I think they made this movie around him playing that song, and then the movie makes more sense.
It does. And when you put it in perspective,
Like if
the
you
movie
have The Rock
works
sing that
more.
song, you have to have giant bees and Michael Caine.
Yeah, it was a long way.
Michael Caine.
This movie sucked.
Yeah, not a good one.
They basically the whole island is sinking aggressively,
Yeah.
even though Michael Keaton was
Caine.
living on this island for years.
I think it
and
was.
now it's a dangerous
I
situation.
do think part of it was that it does it every 10 years.
Yeah, they got the math wrong, and it's going to happen in
Well, we
seconds.
don't know how
instead
long
of
he's actually
weeks.
been there, I don't think.
Yeah, it's been at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
And so they need to get the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Captain Nemo's
Turns
ship.
out it's real.
Turns
That
out
is
it is
real.
real, and The Rock can pilot it when he powers it with an electric eel
He swims outside of the ship,
with a deep sea diver
a
helmet
deep sea
on.
diver helmet, and a spear attached to like a metal cable, I'm assuming.
That was a
Yeah.
money shot. That was
Just
a big
straight
money
up
shot.
launches
Attached
it.
to a chain that's attached to the engine.
Straight up launches it into this giant electric eel's mouth, and that powers the ship and saves the day.
It powered me.
Yeah,
That was
powered my ship.
that
Full
was
speed ahead.
good stuff from
That's full mast.
and so then they're able to save the day when everyone else they're like saying their goodbyes because they're about to die. They fall into the water and the Nautilus sucks them up and everyone's fine.
It was fine.
But then
That's
Vanessa
sad.
Carlton falls her Wikipedia page and
Yeah.
that is bullshit.
Yeah.
We knew that was
Not
going to happen,
huge on
guys.
this.
We knew it was gonna happen,
I
but
hated
it
it.
was still bad. And she turns out to be his girlfriend at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
But they
knew
also
that was gonna
teed
happen.
off. They also teed off Journey 3 by saying he gave him a book. This is where we're going next, kid.
From the Earth to
and
the Moon.
It's from the
No,
Earth to the
Michael
Moon.
Caine gave it to the kid.
Michael
Caine.
We're going to the moon, and Journey 3
It was supposed to be
apparently-
that one. It got
We
canceled this
all believed that Journey 3 was a real movie.
year. Yeah, we thought it was
Yes.
already out.
I'm sure the viewers assume that Journey 3 is real.
It's
It's not.
not.
It got canceled. It would have been a space movie.
Yeah.
With The Rock in
And
space.
We have not seen the Rock in space.
We haven't. and
What
that is
does
fucked up.
what does zero G do to those muscles?
He's
They
still
just have
solid.
more room
He
to
still don't
flow.
float. He still don't float. He's too solid.
You think The Rock has gravity in space?
He definitely
He
does.
has all the
He
gravity.
makes his own gravity.
Too
Maybe
solid.
maybe
His own
small
gravity.
particles come to him.
Yeah. Too solid.
He's got a lot of mass.
He is a rock,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
It's true.
Too solid.
Too solid.
Now, hooking back to Journey 1,
There's
the second
so many
movie,
things I wrote
the
down
second
that
movie we
were
watched today. When
incoherence.
Kid's dad dies and turns into a pile of rubble, chunks of rocks, we thought that was a foreshadowing
You're
to the
still
rock.
an idiot.
And it turns out those rocks are still the kid's dead dad. The rock is separate. The rock
Stepdad.
is separate. That was a weird
Rock's
call.
just stepdad.
They have
Also, they
his
recasted
father,
the mom
They
with a much
recasted
hotter
the
mom.
mom with
They got that lady from Sex and the City. The brown-haired one.
She's kind of hot. She's got a weed
Charlotte.
dress.
They got Charlotte from Sex and the City.
They've definitely upped the sex game in all characters involved, except
Yeah.
Louise Vuitton.
Why won't you say his
I
name?
do not know his name.
Louis Vuitton.
Guzman.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton is in the
Everyone's
movie.
Louis
sexier.
Vuitton,
The teens
Vanessa
have grown
Carlton,
up. Vanessa
Wikipedia.
Carlton is looking fantastic.
You guys.
The
Michael
Rock
Caine.
is stunning. And for whatever reason, I was trying to imagine Michael Keaton nude this entire movie.
I don't know why you were.
I don't know either. It's something about his pooch. He had a little
Yeah,
old
he
man,
did
and I
have
was
pooch.
curious
He had
what.
pooch.
Oh.
I was curious what
They
he looked like in
accentuated
there.
his pooch.
Yeah.
They accentuated the pooch.
And
Yeah.
it's okay. He's like 92.
Yeah, no, I stand by his pooch.
I wanted to see what he looked like nude. And I didn't know that
Poochie,
about
poochie.
myself
Leo
until this
Poochie.
movie.
I'm Michael Caine, and I have a
Look
pooch.
my page.
I feel like he has a 9-inch hanging scrotum.
Maybe. You will have to see it for yourself.
Measure yourself.
We're never going to see it. I don't think he's going to be cast in any adult film until he croaks, and that dude doesn't have many years left. He is a old man.
Probably not going to be in any.
He's very old.
I hope this is not his swan song. I hope that Michael Keaton
It
is in
could
more
be
movies.
at least if you're. You know what? If you were in any movie with The Rock, doesn't that make you happy?
Yeah,
You can die
good
after
point.
that. You're
Good
with The
point.
Rock.
Good point.
Now, so again, I feel like with this movie as well, like this movie compared to a lot of movies we've reviewed, the movie sucks, but The Rock is the saving grace of the film.
Yeah.
I have zero
Yeah.
complaints about The Rock in this film.
No, he's always great.
He was high charisma and high physical. They used his beefiness. They recognized
I
it.
just like once like, hey, can you move this giant rock for me?
Yeah, and
easy.
they're like, duh, of course he can. Also, this had him doing a musical number. That was
Yeah.
new territory for
That
me.
was great.
Well, did he sing? I think he sung a song in Moana.
Yeah.
True,
He sings
true.
a-
But this is
True.
before Moana.
That
so
was
this
C-
might have been
that
his
was
first
actually
time. This might
CG
have been his
singing
first
that
time.
film. That
Yeah.
doesn't count.
This might have been his first
That
time
was done in
singing
post.
in
Yeah.
a film. Because
This
Moana
was-
was after.
This was the real deal. And,
Real deal.
Really great. I want him to sing me to sleep. As I wrote down multiple times,
As-
I want him to be my dad.
As much as the movie wasn't great, it made me sad that there's not a third one.
It
I
makes-
would probably watch that
Also-
today.
The thing is, we would have watched it today.
I could do another one.
Man.
I'd
This
watch another
this
movie.
madness journey has been almost opposite for
Too
me.
easy.
I
Too easy.
started the day miserable.
You did.
I was hungover,
You were really trying to
tired,
get out of this.
scrambled, feeling like shit. And then I
Turns out all
got.
you gotta do is drink a little bit, and then you feel great.
I did get
Told you, dummy.
a little drunk. And Sloan was wanting to get vodka, but
Vodka bath.
a
I
vodka
want
vodka
us to
bath
drink
to
vodka
celebrate.
and take a bubble bath together. Nothing sexual. As I wrote, I'm talking about bubbles, not sexual.
nothing.
We're talking about-
Swimming.
There's been some.
Swimsuits.
All right.
I wasn't gonna tell them that, but
It's fine.
I was
what's
still
up.
thinking the Eiffel Tower, but maybe that's not what
I
our
joked
viewers
about
are
that,
looking.
didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
That's all right.
Oh,
Check
I
out
said
our
Eiffel
late night
Tower and
podcast.
pizza.
Yeah,
That's right.
Patreon subscribers get to see the
Eiffel Tower plus
Eiffel
pizza.
Tower pizza vodka path
Eat pizza off my back.
coming
That
up
was my
next.
Next.
Not that I actually
So,
want that,
I need
but
to
it's hilarious.
give my brain a shower after that one.
All right, I know it's gross. I'm
What's
just
everyone's
saying.
current madness level right now?
I'm just dead.
6?
I'm dead
think I'm
inside
about
as
6.
usual.
Not as mad as I thought it would be.
I came back a little bit.
I think it's ranged. I feel pretty fucking
The
thin right
the
now.
outdoors
The Rock
felt
brings you
noticeably
back-
weird
guys.
after being watching TV
The
for
Rock
hours.
brings you back down to earth.
He does.
He does.
It's like gravity.
Because he
He
has
keeps
the
you
gravity.
grounded.
He
'cause
does.
He's a giant rock.
Like a rock.
Now I know we didn't rate the other movies because they don't have the rock in them. So
Yeah,
who
we
cares?
don't need to, but we can talk
What would
numbers.
you guys rate this movie?
Overall?
Overall movie. We're starting overall movie first. 1 to 10. 10 being it was great and you'd recommend it. 1
Okay.
being
Those are separate things, rating versus recommendation. So I'm gonna
0 is
I'm
the
gonna-
worst film
I'm
you've
gonna-
ever seen.
Here, can I just do my
10 is the best
just
film
way
you've
I
ever
want to
seen.
do it?
yeah. Use words.
I will give the
Spit something.
special effects 6 or 7. I'll give the movie overall, including script and acting, a 3.
3.
And I would give The Rock an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's working with what he got. I want to give him an 8.5 because of the singing performance.
Yeah.
That was really good.
But, and like, here's my thought too, because I was
He
saying.
should have taken that shirt
I
off
was
at least
trying
once.
to-
though. That's the
I
only
was-
thing that I'm hung up
And
on.
I was
I'm
trying
stuck
to,
on it too.
Here's the thing. I was trying to defend this movie when you guys are getting really mad at Luis Guzman. I'm like, he didn't choose
Louis
his
Vuitton?
lines. But
Louis
also,
Vuitton is terrible.
But also, The Rock.
Why do people buy his
Guys,
clothing?
The Rock didn't
Or
choose his
purses,
lines,
or-
and he elevated his lines.
I think
so that
The
makes
Rock
me
is
think.
probably allowed to choose some lines.
I think he's
No, I
like,
think
you know what? I'm
No.
going to do it this way. And
I
people are
don't,
probably
I don't
like,
think he does. I don't think
Yeah,
he does.
I
I
don't
think
have-
he is a worker bee, and he does what you tell him, and he will do it as best as he can.
dude
I think-
grinds,
no,
but
I
he's not a
think-
worker bee.
No, I think he works with what he's got, and he's gonna respect people. He has like I don't think he improvises. He doesn't
That
improvise.
peck part was definitely him.
They wanted his
Like
peck
a heavy
parts.
part was he was like,
Maybe, but
He
I
was
don't
into it.
think.
check this out. Yeah.
I don't think that. I think he works with what he's
No
got.
eyebrows. This
And
movie.
Zero.
he does a good job with what he's got.
I
and
think
so
he's straying farther
it's just,
away
It
from
makes
that.
me respect him because like all of the actors were given the same. They were all given the same lines, you know, and they didn't do a good job with it. They made it really cheesy.
Yeah.
And he's able to make it an actual performance because he's a fucking professional.
Yeah, he is.
Back to the ratings.
Sorry.
Yeah, what do you got,
I'm
dude?
going to give the movie as a whole a 4.
4.
It
Okay.
was bad, but not unbearable like a 0 or a 1. There were some
We've
saving
watched
graces.
worse.
Yes, we absolutely have. And The Rock's performance as a whole, I think 8.5 sounds right. He had a lot of charisma. He had a lot of physicality. He was not
Good
as
with what
greased.
he got.
He was not as greased up as he could be. And I
He's a
think I have
stepdad.
seen him with slightly more mass.
Because he's being a dad.
He's being a dad. He had a classic Rock, I gotta please your mother situation. And can we
Classic.
talk about that for a second?
Yeah. He's always banging
The
people's
Rock
moms.
is trying to fill your mom, and
He is filling your mom.
so
He's not trying.
he's so pleasant that you let him fill your mom, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. She's fine with it. You're fine knowing that.
She's very fine with that.
Yeah. She's leaking all day from The Rock, and
Got
you're
goosebumps.
down. Yeah. And he's your
did.
new dad. Your old dad's out of the picture because now you've
He's
got The
dead
Rock.
as fuck, and who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Throw that old man in the trash. The
Crazy.
Rock is your dad, and he has dicked your mother until she's property. You're his property now.
Nice. Overall, I'd probably get the movie.
What a bit strong.
Yeah. I'm taking that soundbite. I'm doing something with it. I'd say overall movie, I'd give it probably a 3 as well.
Okay.
I hated a lot of it.
Wasn't good.
It wasn't good. And then honestly, I think you also hit the ball with 8.5. Just really solid performance. You would get a 9 if you would take that shirt off, but you know.
Mhm.
fine.
That would have
He
brought me
is
to a
so
9 as
good.
well.
Yeah.
He's good at elevating trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. This movie would have been a 1 without The Rock.
We wouldn't have watched it. The
No,
world wouldn't have watched
we
it.
never would have
Never.
even. It wouldn't have been on our radar.
Yeah. No, yeah. So,
So I guess overall, let's talk about the journey today.
journey.
Also, congrats to Brendan Fraser by having The Rock. I think they have the same agent. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
But it's
Maybe
a
at
weird,
one time.
It's a weird thing how they're both in the Journey movies and they're both in the
Mummy
movies.
Yeah.
I think they had the same.
And they're
agent
both in
at
the
one
Fast and
point.
the Furious films.
Brendan
Oh, that was
Fraser is
interesting.
not in them.
She was the dreadlock girl in the new one.
Are you talking about Angelina Jolie?
Talking about Charlize Theron.
I'm talking about Brandon
no.
Frazier.
No, actually what I was
Blandon
thinking
Flaser?
was. I just
Fraser.
want to defend myself. I was thinking of Angelina Jolie in a movie with Nicolas Cage.
Check your privilege.
They're both white ladies. Who cares?
Yeah. So overall, Madness Day. That was a good day. It was pretty fun.
It
I
was.
had a really
It's
nice
kind
time.
of salvaged Hangover Day. It gave us some
I had a
structure.
nice time.
Yeah.
We bonded together. We all got kind of filled with The Rock's
Various
love.
feelings,
A
yeah.
lot of feelings today.
Mm-hmm.
And ended on a high note, even though the movie sucked.
Are you still feeling the lust that you mentioned earlier? Is that kind of tapered?
I think it's tapered because the teens grew up.
Strange.
That's fucked up, Aaron.
I'm. I didn't want to take the heat for
There's
that.
no defending that. That's staying in.
No, I did think that this was a more sexually charged film than the second one.
Yeah.
Everyone's hotter.
And I will say, I liked the kid more when he was just a kid instead of a horned up teen.
Yeah.
When
I
they
prefer
still showed
him
you his
as a
nipples.
kid
Yeah.
that just masturbates instead of a kid that tries to fuck. I
Yeah.
prefer him masturbatory.
Yeah.
She prefers him masturbatory.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Because he's not actually hitting on people. Because it's more cringy
it was-
seeing
yeah,
a
it was
teen
painful
hitting
to
on
watch.
another teen. It's upsetting to watch.
The Rock hated it. The Rock's cringing, and that's why he
Yeah.
gives him his 3 tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we need to recap, don't follow your instincts. Be open and sensitive. And the peck pop of
Peck
love.
pop of love.
Yeah.
That's to
work
you.
those pecs,
to
everyone.
you,
And
listeners.
Where are we going next?
Well, the thing is, we always talk about that at the end of an episode, but we never do what we say we're going
I've
to do.
been
We
wanting to
never
watch
do.
wrestling.
We
I
probably
think-
talked about wrestling
I
the
think,
last 6
honestly, it might
episodes.
just be better to cut everything up and put it in a hat, shake it up, and pull something out.
Because we're never going to like what we find.
So we just need.
That's not true.
We'll figure it out.
I like a lot of the movies.
Yeah. So, thank you if you've stuck around this long to get to the end. It was quite a journey for us.
Journey
Nice.
into madness.
I'm gonna drink this old wine.
Nice.
Someone's going to get vodka.
So,
Vodka bath.
thank you again for tuning in. This was the Rock Block. Still sane, I think. I think we still have a little
Still
bit sane.
sane.
We
We made
didn't
it.
go into madness.
Yeah. So, thank you.
Typical amount of madness.
We're your hosts. I'm Aaron.
I'm Zach.
I'm Sloan.
This has been The Rock Block.
Oh, it's over.
Load it back up.
Nice.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see giant bees and I could have told ya, don't trust Alexander, he's older than Yoda. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The island that we stand on, well, it's currently sinking, sending no secret codes. What the heck were you drinking? But it's all in the past. We wiped the slate clean. We're going to find Nemo's submarine. It's pretty good, huh? So my song here is done. I ain't no rookie. I'll get us home safe. Me and Thunder Cookie. And you'll think to yourself, what a wonderful world. And if ever in trouble, give the peck pop a whirl.